Mayfield will lead him in to turn number 1. Cavallari and Stees follow him in, and here we go. Mayfield with a good jump. It's like Tessman trying to pressure his teammate Tanner Stees. We saw in the e-buggy final, Tessman took a little while to get past Tanner, and that may have cost him a shot at the podium. So we'll have to see how patiently he waits for Tanner Stees to decide to either lead, follow, or get out the way. Top 4 breaking away a bit. Mayfield, Cavallari, Stees, and Tessman. Spencer Rivkin jumping from 6th on the grid up to 5th as 5th qualifier. Alex Zanketten dropping down to the 12th spot. An ugly start for the Italian. Mayfield getting away just a little bit here. Cavallari trying to keep pace through the washboard section, up over the back triple. Mayfield wheeling down the first of the off-camber corners. Top 3, Tanner Stees still in the 3rd spot. Is he going to be able to hang tough with Cavallari, or is he going to start holding up Ty Tessman? Tessman slipping back a little bit there at the end of the front straightaway, and he's right up to the inside now. Tanner Stees jumps over the top of him and just decides, you know what, little kid, I got to go. Mayfield up on 2 wheels at the end of the front, back straightaway, able to save it. Cavallari up on the pipe. Tessman looks to the inside, and he makes the pass. Cavallari trying to answer back through the washboard section. And that's exactly what Mayfield wants to see. Let those drivers duke it out. Let him focus on looking forward. Already 1.4 seconds up at the start stripe this time, finish line anyway. Cavallari trying to mount a charge back on Tessman. And that new RC8 T3.1. Ryan Mayfield MBX Mugen Seiki truck. Ty Tessman in the X-Ray. Ryan Cavallari in the team associated vehicle. Last year at this race was the first time Mayfield and Tessman had a major race with Mugen Seiki and X-Ray respectively. And last year, Tessman was out front and looked in complete control to go back-to-back after winning in 2016 as a part of HB Racing. And instead, an electrical problem knocked him out of the race. And Ryan Mayfield, of course, won the first 2 main events on Saturday night on his way to an historic triple sweep. So you know Tessman's hungry. Ty didn't have a very good run at the World Championships back in China this past fall either, so the Canadian's been winless for a little while after sweeping last year's Roar Nationals. You know he wants something like this bad. Mayfield out of shape on the bridge. Tessman looking around the outside. Up the back straightaway. Tessman looking for a way around Mayfield. Cavallari 3rd, Rivkin 4th, Batye from 9th on the grid up to 5th. Tessman looking to the inside in the bowl turn, can't make anything happen. Here they go over the back triple. These off-camber corners. See a couple different lines there. Tessman going a little wider, trying to keep up more speed. Mayfield jumping and squaring his way up through those. Both of them looking pretty even. 58 hundredths of a second the gap at the line last time by. And another 8/10 back to Cavallari in 3rd. 3:45 down, still lots of time left. We're not even basically halfway to the first pit stop. Tessman up on 2 wheels and then up on the front wheels, able to save it at the end of the front straightaway, but that's going to allow Mayfield to pull away a bit, and Cavallari can smell Canadian. That was a little weird. Mayfield, Tessman, Cavallari, and Rivkin trying to hang tough with the top 4. Robert Batye running about 4.4 seconds further back than that. Tanner Stees has been left for dead in the 9th spot. He is in the clutches of the pack. Down the back straightaway, Ryan Mayfield, Ty Tessman. Since the race moved here to Arizona, actually just in general, they are the 2 winningest drivers in Dirt Nitro Challenge history. The 2 best drivers at RC's hardest event. Going for the Pro Truck Championship at the 5-minute mark. Tessman triple. Oh, has to double his way out. Mayfield with a little bit of an advantage there. Tessman sideways up the top of the hill trying to get that X-Ray truck to rotate. And Mayfield powering his way through the bumps up the inside onto the back straightaway. See Mayfield jumping over the tabletop at the end of the straightaway, carrying as much speed as possible. Tessman slows down a little bit more there and goes tight. Mayfield over the back triple. Robert Battier flaming out from the 6th spot, and that's going to cost the Spaniard a chance at a podium. Made it more than a half a lap in, so that's going to be at least 2 laps down by the time he gets back out. Mayfield with his personal best last time by 38.125, picking up 0.6 of a second on Tessman in tow, with 1.6 seconds further back to Ryan Cavallari. So Mayfield, the fastest truck on the track, with a clean track ahead. It's Mayfield, Tessman, Cavallari, Rivkin, and Zanchetin, top 5. Techno RC super hungry for their first standalone Pro Class win. They've won a whole bunch in the e-buggy class as a conversion kit, 2009, 2010, 2012, 2015. But their own NBNT 48 series has never won. Here at the Nitro Challenge, they would love for that to happen. They've already won the 40 over, the Sportsman, and the Expert classes tonight. And this would be the first time that a manufacturer has ever swept all 4. So that would be something new. Tessman looking a little racy here, reeling in Ryan Mayfield, making up about a second last time. And see if he can do something here. And these two drivers couldn't be more different here. Mayfield, known for being punched, Mugen Seiki Racing truck, Reds Racing engines, J Concepts tires. Ty Tessman, known for being calculated, calm, smooth, consistent, X-Ray truck, OS engine, Proline tires. Will the tires be an issue? Will the engines play a factor? Will Tessman be able to stretch out his pit stops, have a little bit different fuel strategy? Will he just jump right on by through the step-up jumps, launches down into the hole, takes over the lead? So will Mayfield immediately try to get him back? Is he content to just follow him? He sends it in at the top of the hill and couldn't make it happen. Not quite enough room there. Down the straightaway, Mayfield up on the pipe, trying to drive up the inside. Tessman's been really good here. And Mayfield hard on the brakes this time, adopting Tessman's line there, going tight at the end of the straightaway. We've got Kortz and Truey, Lutz, Zanchetin, and Stees, and Tessman a little slow there through the off-camber corners. Mayfield drives up the inside and takes a pass, and they both come into pit lane at the same time, both pitting at the 8-minute mark. Let's see who's got the faster pit stop in and out. They're right next to each other in pit lane. Mayfield out first. So a 7.2 for Tessman. Unfortunately, Mayfield not triggering the pit stop clock, so we don't know what his stop was. But the race for the lead resumes on the back straight. Ryan Cavallari 3rd, Rivkin 4th, Lutz 5th, at least before pit stops. Cavallari and Rivkin have not yet pitted. Lutz came in the lap prior to that. Checking out our ProTech RC pit lane cam. Race for the lead down the front straightaway. Mayfield and Tessman. Mayfield a little wide over that right side triple. Tessman looking to the inside at the top of the bridge. They both come up short. Tessman rolls over. A slow front flip. Oh, and Tessman flamed out! Disaster strikes for the 2nd year in a row. Tessman out of the Pro Truck Final. We'll see if he can get that thing fired up, but his chances at the win basically over now. Man, a disaster again. The Canadian 2 years in a row. No shot at the Pro Truck win. And now Mayfield and not sure where that happened. Rivkin out front. have no idea where that came from. So Spencer Rivkin out front as we were focusing on the battle between Ryan Mayfield and Ryan Cavallari. And Rivkin, 2.7 second lead on Ryan Mayfield. Must have happened during pit stops. We were so focused on what we thought the top two were. Okay, so Spencer had stayed out, pitted at the 9:20 mark. And that's interesting there. See if he is able, 9 minutes would cut out a stop from the 7:30 strategy. So Rivkin planning on one fewer stop than what Mayfield was doing. And so Spencer Rivkin coming out in the third position here. So Mayfield, Cavallari, and Rivkin, top three. Here's the blue and purple MX-powered Team Associated RC8 T3.1. Both Cavallari and Rivkin, both with J Concepts tires, equal packages for both of those drivers. Let's see if Rivkin's one fewer stop strategy will get him to the top. He doesn't have to go 10 minutes to reduce one stop from the strategy that Mayfield is doing. You just have to go 9. Cavallari pitted at 8:44, which is 15 seconds short of that. And so if you pit 4 times at 8:44, you've now got to go a full minute. So there would be a 10-minute stop at some point. That could be a little bit touchy. But Spencer Rivkin already knows now he can go 9:20. That's a full lap further than what Cavallari did. And so we'll see how that plays out and see if either of them can keep up with Ryan Mayfield, as Mayfield just put down fastest lap of the race, a 37.608. Cavallari was within 1 second last time by the line, and we'll see what the gap is this time. 1 second, almost exactly, 1.040 seconds. Mayfield sideways coming off the bridge. Ryan Cavallari in the second spot. Spencer Rivkin third. Ryan Lutz and Alex Zanchetin, the Techno teammates. The American Lutz, the Italian Zanchetin, trying to get into the top spot and complete the Techno RC sweep of Truck Day. It's kind of like leg day. Here's Mayfield bouncing down into the hole, going big. Cavallari now 2 seconds back, so Mayfield pulling away a little bit here and there. Lutz trying to reel in Rivkin. Last lap he was 7.2 seconds back, this time by 7.2 seconds back. Losing actually a couple of tenths it looked like, so it was a little bit further than that last time. Mayfield into the bowl turn, getting around a little bit of traffic. Looking so smooth. That was motocross style. Kind of whipped over that double and then accelerating toward the whoops. Jumping down into the crater. Coming up on lap traffic ahead. Jeremy Court's the next one. Mayfield over the right side triple. Coming up on the 13th place driver to put him a lap down. Ty Tessman currently running in 12th. David Ronefalk in 11th. A couple of drivers we thought would be up there higher. Cole Ogden called the win after the B-main, and unfortunately down in the 10th spot, so that's looking like a bust. Joe Bornhorst. So 3 Techno drivers in a row, Lutz, Zanchetin, and Bornhorst, started 8th, 5th, and 12th. Are trying to make it in there for top 5. 2 of them in the top 5, actually. Sorry, Joe Bornhorst currently running 6th. Someone crashed on the back straightaway. Here's Lutz out of shape. Somehow able to save that one. Lutz is looking muddy somehow. Not sure where he found mud. So Mayfield with a 3.2 second lead on Cavallari. Then it's 2.1 back to Rivkin. Rivkin 2 laps ago had a personal best 37.6. The last 2 laps in a row, he's been faster than Cavallari. He is 2 seconds back. Here's Joe Bornhorst in the 6th spot. Block engine power in that Techno truck with, I think he's on Proline tires still. Coming up the back triple there. Going wide around the off-camber corners. Carrying a lot of speed up over the first step-up jump, but not jumping down the crater. Mayfield, Cavallari, Rivkin, Lutz, Zanchettin, and this driver right here, Joe Bornhorst, in 6. You see him lighting the tires up on the AstroTurf up top. Here's Alex Zanchettin in the 5th spot. Techno driver from Italy. Does not run Truggy a whole lot. And working his way around the 2 off-camber corners, up and over the step-up jumps. Zanchettin in for fuel. And that is Tyler and Doug Hooks. Putting him up on the box, and with a full tank of fuel, he's back underway. Our intern Tyler Hooks and his father trying to pit Zanchettin into a top 5. Here's Cole Ogden. Meanwhile, the gap between Mayfield and Cavallari staying still at about 2 seconds. Ogden was looking for his first major win here. Not going to happen. Not this year. But I admire his gusto. Here's Mike Truey in the 7th spot. Part of that juggernaut Mugen Seiki Racing team. Oh, and tumbling there down the first step-up jump. Looks like Ty Tessman coming up on him. Yeah, that's a battle for the 9th spot now. Tessman jumps right over the top of him. Tessman with the fastest lap of the race 2 laps ago. 37.453. You know he's motivated. It's going to be a long climb for him to get back up to the top 5. I think he is just on the very tail end of the lead lap. So Tessman actually on the lead lap still, but it's going to take a lot for him to get back up to the podium. Cavallari, Mayfield, Rivkin, top 3. Here is Tanner Stees. Tanner with an incredible qualifying performance here in the Pro Truck class. Started 3rd, started up front, toward the front in Pro E-Buggy as well. Unfortunately not translating that into any main event success just yet. He's got race leader Ryan Mayfield coming up behind him. But Stees would do well with the top 10 here. And what's basically his major home off-road race, Nitro off-road race here in the Arizona area. So Cavallari and Rivkin both in for fuel that last lap. Mayfield, I think, had pitted the lap before. Cavallari cycled through 1 lap. So Cavallari scored out front, but Mayfield should get back to the top. And an all-red truck getting peeled off the track. Oh, that was Robert Battier already down in the 5th spot. Here's David Ronefalk in 11th as he's been put a lap down by Spencer Rivkin, who we're currently showing in the 3rd place. Ronefalk, a former truck class winner. And also has a Pro E-Buggy title. Here is Jared Tebow, currently 14th, and had to wonder what his first Nitro race would be like without former team manager Joe Pillars, who, in addition to being the Kyosho America team manager, was Jared Tebow's personal mechanic since Jared had joined Kyosho back in 2009. And in 2010, immediately after that, they won both the Buggy and Truck National Championships together. I think that was maybe the last time he had won the Nitro Challenge. Yeah, it was 2011. He won both Nitro classes with Kyosho. He is a 2-time winner of the Buggy class, also won back in 2005. Here is so Mayfield back out front by 4.6 seconds after those pit stops cycled through. 2.5 seconds for Rivkin. 2.5 seconds from Cavallari to Rivkin. Still following along here with Jared Tebow. in the blue, red, and white. My favorite version of his paint job. Here's Renaud Savoia, a former multi-time European champion in the 8-scale buggy class. A European champion, I believe, in two-wheel drive off-road as well. And a French champion in a lot of different off-road racing disciplines. He's been on the podium at the 8-scale World. Hasn't yet won it. And has raced for a few different companies, notably Mugen Seiki and X-Ray, and now with TLR. And here is race leader Ryan Mayfield back out front with him. Mayfield down the back straightaway. You see the suspension on that Mugen Seiki truck working up and down. Have to wonder how much of this is an MVX 8T prototype. Perhaps we'll find out in a post-race interview in about 24 minutes, as Mayfield so far been lights out. Tessmann trying to fight his way back through the field. He is running less than 5 seconds behind teammate Tanner Stees, currently in the 8th spot. Tessmann, new fast lap of the race, 37.453 back on, actually that was lap number 23. That last lap, a 38.395, making up a second and a half on his teammate. New personal best for Joe Bornhorst in the 6th spot. And he's running actually 1.6 seconds behind teammate Alex Zanchetin, who's got 0.8 seconds to Ryan Lutz in front of him. So the top three are the three techno drivers, Lutz, Zanchetin, and Bornhorst, all separated by about 2.5. Mayfield, Cavallari, Rivkin, first, second, and third. Lutz is running, Zanchetin starting to catch Lutz. So here's a battle for the top techno truck. And for 4th place as they move around Jared Tebow. Tebow, as we've said, running down the 14th spot, and with Robert Battier out of this one, Jared is the final car running. So Zanchetin trying to get around Tebow there and set off after Ryan Lutz. Tessmann has worked his way to 8th. Mayfield, Cavallari, Rivkin, top three. 3.2 seconds from Mayfield to Cavallari, 2 seconds from Cavallari to Rivkin. And then 20 seconds back to Ryan Lutz in 4th, another 1.6 to Zanchetin in 5th. 1.2 from Zanchetin to Bornhorst in 6th. The closest battle on the track are the techno teammates. As we get in here with our 3rd round of pit stops, there's Lutz in and out. It looks like Dean Rock helping Danny Lewis. So the expert truck winner helping the Techno RC founder, pitting their top driver. A tank of fuel as we've passed Hearn and Casey Peck pitting Mike Truey. Here comes Jared Tebow. Bruce Tebow, his father, catches it. New Kyosho team manager Zach Rogers with the fuel gun. Cavallari staying out one more lap, and new fast lap of the race for Cavallari. He knows that Mayfield's pit lap is the time when he needs to put the hammer down. 37.396, and that is a second and a half faster than what Mayfield's pre-pit lap was. So if Mayfield doesn't put it down here with Cavallari in pit lane, we could see something happen in the later pit stops. If Cavallari is able to play this out a little bit better, Cavallari's right ahead of him on the racetrack. So Mayfield knows the advantage that Cavallari had after that pit stop. And we do think that Cavallari is trying to eliminate one stop from Mayfield's strategy. So Mayfield knows he's going to have a little bit of a cushion when he comes in for his final stop. 25 minutes in, 20 minutes left to go. Cavallari, Mayfield, and Rivkin still top three. Here is the battle for the lead across the washboard section. Cavallari, of course, a former winner of both buggy and truck classes. He went back-to-back in Pro Nitro Truck in 2008 and 2009. In his 2008 victory, actually with a Kyosho. 2009, he came back with a brand new Team Associated truck and won that as well. He's won the buggy class in 2008, 2010, and 2016. So he knows what it takes to win here. Surprisingly, hasn't won the Pro E-Buggy class at all. Oh, Mayfield hard on the brakes at the end of the washboard section there, so he didn't just run over Cavallari. Jumping way down into the hill, trying to put the pressure on the four-time world champion. Cavallari, a four-time world champion in electric off-road. Mayfield now a two-time world champion. And for a long time, that's what Cavallari was able to hold over the head of Mayfield. They both won a lot of races everywhere else, a bunch of electric championships. And then Cavallari, of course, had won 3 off-road titles, world titles in four-wheel drive, 1 in two-wheel drive. Mayfield hadn't won a Worlds yet. Mayfield up on the pipe, trying to go a little bit too tight through that washboard section and spins out in the next 180. There's Cavallari into pit lane. And so that's the pit stop cycle. Cavallari will have 1 fewer fuel stop than Ryan Mayfield. Mayfield knows he's got to start pulling away a little bit, stretch out the lead every little bit that he can. Cavallari did have the fastest lap of the race, but the last several laps, actually, no, I take that back. Last few laps there, Cavallari a little bit faster. Mayfield coming by here, 38.669. Cavallari's pit lap, a 42.9. Mayfield's pit lap was a 41.4, a second and a half faster. Ryan Mayfield's pit times. We do know that his full lap, including the pit stop, was faster. As Ryan Lutz starting to reel in Spencer Rivkin. Oh, Rivkin made a big mistake last time by gave up nearly 5 full seconds. That's allowed Bornhorst actually moving up to the 4th spot now ahead of Brian Lutz. Lutz with looks like a pit lap last time by. Mistake lap last time by. So they'll work together and build on one another. RC teammates. Wonder if Lutz is using Bornhorst's yellow wheels